What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the show. I got a good topic for y'all today. We're gonna talk about building wealth. Some of y'all might already know how to do it, but if you don't know how to do it, stay tuned for the whole video. I got some good information for y'all, some surprising information that you might not know. So stay with it. A lot of people say they want to live a certain lifestyle, or they have these nice cars or these nice clothes, a lot of money, and this wealth, which is basically an overabundance of either money or material things of high value. Did you know 80% of people in the United States have debt? So that means, like, if you walk past 10 people, 8 out of 10 of those people are in some type of debt. And what make it worse is that 7 out of 10 people think that debt is necessary. That's crazy. I mean, I understand if you get into some type of debt where it's natural, where you get a house and the debt is like, you gain that debt because you're buying the property, you're paying on the property, which can actually generate you income. That's totally different. But debt is at an all-time high, so we want to make sure we stay away from that. Plus the interest rates nowadays, due to coronavirus and everything, buy cash if you can afford to buy cash, and stay away from debt. I know I just said something about buying a house and getting good debt from buying a house, but until you're ready for that, that's something you should probably stay away from. I know I'm staying away from it until I'm completely ready for it, and I'll break down why. So I feel like it's better for a person to rent, because honestly, let's just say you lost a job and you had to just uproot and leave, or something happened to a family member and you had to just up and leave. That house still has to be paid for, and somebody has to pay for it. Or
it's no more house. They gonna pick it up and walk away with it.
No, I'm just playing. But you won't have it no more. So paying for a house, it could be real costly, and I'm about to break down why. Imagine you wanted to buy a house, right? According to Credible.com, the median for buying a home was around $306,000, and that was a 6.7% increase from the prior year.
Just want to say, first of all, who's out here buying $300,000 homes?
I thought the typical home was around like $100,000, maybe $90,000, but maybe I'm cheap. I guess I'm cheap. Not only is buying a house expensive, when you compare it to renting, you don't have to worry about closing costs, you don't have to worry about down payments, maybe a deposit for renting, but that's nothing compared to a down payment for a home, seeing that you need usually around 3 to 20% of a down payment. That's 3 to 20% of $300,000. Y'all could do the math. I'll save that for another video. But if you could think about it, if you already got an idea how to do math, you could tell already that's a lot of money. So if you don't have the money to buy a home, I don't suggest buying one until you're ready, because it could be extremely expensive. Have you ever sat and been like, hey, I want that new car, that new 2020 that's about to come out. That thing is nice. All the girls gonna be on me, or all the guys gonna be looking, and all this and that. Well, I would not suggest doing that, because for one, car loans is one of the highest debts in America, aside from student loans and credit cards. It's one of the highest. It's one of the worst ones to be in. It's when you get your car repossessed, and that could just be a bad day. You could lose your job, all kind of things. So that right there is enough to just be like, I do not want a car loan. Let's just say you did get a car, and I'm gonna just do a number for you. Let's say you got the car, and the car was $100,000. We're just gonna throw that number out there. As soon as you drive off the lot, as soon as those two wheels, front and then the back ones, touch the pavement outside that parking lot, the value of that car depreciates by 10%. You could look it up. That's garbage, because what if you want to sell it? What if something happens? Like, that's a lot of money. And that's what I was saying, like, if something happened to the car, if you can't pay for it, now you can't take the kids to school, you can't go to the grocery store. So you got to think about that stuff when it comes to these car loans. And then you got to pay insurance. They taxing you all this money and being like, paying this and paying that.
Stick to buying a slider, get from point A to point B.
It's easier to fix, cheaper in the long term, because it's not going to be long-term debt. So definitely keep those things in mind. For my next topic on how to build some wealth, it's going to be going to school and getting a degree. Everybody here from the time they 2 or 3 all the way up until they grown. Everybody, parents, aunts, uncles, always tell them, go to school. People don't know I wanted to be a scientist. I wanted to build stuff in fish tanks, an ecosystem, and stuff like that. But I got a few jobs from the top 30 highest paying jobs out there for y'all, just in case y'all want to like take a look at it or maybe look into it, see if y'all want to do it one day. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But for number 30, it was going to school to be a professional law teacher, post-secondary law teacher. They make around $129,000. That is a good chunk of change. And you could probably afford that $30,000 house then. But until then, And the next one I got for y'all was number 23 on the list. It was actually being a lawyer. They make $149,000 a year. First of all, how the teacher make less than the student gonna make? Like, really? I mean, I guess they do all the work in the courtroom, but you would think the people who teaching it would make more. That's just my opinion. 14 on the list was being a dentist. They make a bunch of money at $178,000. Maybe I should go be a dentist or something. Look at some teeth. Tell them to pull their teeth and tell them they got cavities. They make that roll. Number 7 on the list was a psychiatrist. They make that roll at $220,000. So if you want to be a psychiatrist and pick through people's brains and prescribe medicine, then you go do that. Go get that role. Be great. And the number 1 thing on the list was an anesthesiologist. They make that paper $261,000. Let me go call up a school real quick. Let me see if they enrolling right now. But y'all get the idea. If you want to specialize in something, get that paper, go to school. And the general idea is, I know you're going to be in student debt if you take out loans, but the idea is to get a profession where you're able to cover those student loans that you had to take out to go to college. Some people do, some people don't. It really just depends on what you go for. So if you do choose to go that route, good luck with that. All right, so for hint number 5 or tip number 5, I got make more money, people. You got to make some more money if you ever want to be wealthy. I mean, it's all kinds of ways to make money, so I don't want to hear nobody in the comments talking about,
well, how I'm supposed to make this, or how I'm supposed to make that.
There's many ways. The complaining, you ain't going to get no money for complaining, for sure. But it's many side hustles. Like, I got a video about side hustles if you want to go check that out. But you could do Lyft, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber. You could sell your old clothes. You could get on eBay, sell anything, any old stuff. You can make that little money if you don't need it. Go do that kind of stuff. I made a lot of money with Lyft. I might post one of my things in the description or in the comments. Post a screenshot of one of my payouts I had. Maybe that'll help you give you an idea of what type of hustle you could do or how much money you might make doing a side hustle. But don't lose faith. Earn some more money, y'all. There's money out there. So much money. Don't give up. Alright, so this is my last tip for y'all, and I'm gonna let y'all get on up out of here. So the last one I got is one that everybody should know. If you've been working or if you ever had to work, you need to save some money. Besides earning money, you need to save some too. Now, the general rule that I've always been told, or the research I've done, they always say save about 20% for your savings and investments. So if you got a 401k or something, or if you got stocks or something like that, 20% should be in the savings and your investments. And then 30% should be on discretionary items, like, you know, normal stuff like daily routine stuff that you buy. 30% should go on that. You should have 10% in your retirement and 10% for savings. So with that being said, that will equal out to 100% of your pay. And you got to think about it, guys. If you have a job and your job is offering to contribute to your 401k, if you don't set up a 401k or a 403 or whatever type of retirement plan you have with your job, that right there is not setting yourself up to build wealth. Because in the long term, if you're at a job, you might as well contribute to a retirement account so you can have something to fall back on. Not even to retire from. A lot of people don't know that your retirement account is a financial vehicle, and that financial vehicle is like you're driving and you have a certain goal, and that financial vehicle is the way to get there. Or in the long run, if you, let's just say your retirement account, you saved up $20,000 in a few years, then you could potentially put down that $20,000 for a house that you can invest in, that you might plan on renting out and getting income from, or cash flow. If you don't know what cash flow is, I will probably do a video on that, or you could just look it up. But that house could get you cash flow, and you could just rent out from somewhere else. I hope you guys like the video. If you like the video, don't forget to like it. If you like the channel, subscribe. I'm here every week with a new video on some type of financial advice for y'all. Make sure y'all share the video. Until next time, deuce deuce.